Hey, how you doing, man?
Pretty good. How are you?
I'm dandy. For some reason, I must be punch drunk or something from all the hard work I did today, but I'm feeling pretty good.
Cool.
Was that the question? Well, thanks for being here, Mike.
Yeah. All right. Hey, know you got them lined up, so
Well, there's only one behind you, so we got a bit of time.
okay. Well, before I ask you a question, I want to let some people know. I know you use Zoom. You like Zoom,
Mhm.
but I'm using StreamYard.
Yep.
We got the CEO coming on Saturday night, and I know there's some people in the chat that's been using StreamYard. So if they want to ask him any questions or make suggestions on how to make it better, because they're working with it constantly,
Awesome.
they can come on there and ask them, jump on the chat like this and ask them any question you want.
That's great. When did you say tomorrow?
No, Saturday.
Oh, Saturday.
Saturday at 8 p.m.
At 8 p.m. Okay. Awesome. Awesome. Well, thanks for that, Mike. Cool. That's gonna be all. That should be very cool.
Yeah. Yeah. Cool guy. Young guy.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So, all right, Jim. What do you hope to get out of YouTube? What are you doing with your channel like in 3-5 years from now?
Oh man, this is a job interview question. Um, I'd love to be doing this twice a day, honestly, and doing it full time. I'd love to have this as a as my sole, well, not my sole source of income, but the central portion of my income. In other words, this is what I do. I make money from other things associated with it. So if I had to answer that, that's where I would want to be, where I wouldn't have to do any other of my skill set work and concentrate solely on this for mainly my guests, but of course to be supported by things that surround it. Let me just say that.
That's cool. I mean, you're natural at this, so.
Oh well, thanks, man. Thanks. I'd never considered myself a natural at this. It's how it is. You know how it is when you're the host and all the many. In fact, you're a one man band. You're doing the production. You're talking to the folks. It is a tough gig. It really is. Wouldn't you agree?
Oh yeah, yeah, definitely.
Well, then I'm going to do the same thing to you, Mike. I'm going to ask you, where do you hope to be in your YouTube sphere in 3 to 5 years? What do you hope to get out of it?
Probably basically the same thing like you. Just grow. I'd like to do this full time too. It's my wife and I have been self-employed for like 20 years and right down probably within 60 miles of our home. So, we spend a lot of time on the road, and sooner or later, I like to spend more time at home, and I just like connecting with everyone. It's, YouTube, when we first started, if you're a creator where you just make videos, edit, upload, and then keep doing it over and over, it's a little lonely. And now that this live streaming has started, we're connecting with other people. I mean, it makes the world a little bit smaller.
That's so true. That's so true. The game has literally changed overnight, hasn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how many more folks I see live streaming on my, we'll call it a homepage. It's really kind of the recommended page. I mean, there's just a ton of us out there doing this sort of thing. Not necessarily the same thing, but a ton of us going live. Yeah, it's really shocking, but cool at the same time. The game has changed.
Yeah, I think the ones who are going to make it, Jim, is like you're putting on a show like Sharney. It's going to be a fun. I think people are using it kind of like a hangout. And, you get out there and just talk and chat. But as time goes on, it's people like you and that. I think they're going to be looking more for that.
Well, yeah, and they're as this matures, they're going to be looking to people like you for advice and guidance and that sort of thing. So I think we've both got some pretty good niches here, honestly.
Cool.
Go ahead.
What'd be cool is, you know, if we do blow up or whatever, that we both started, you know, we knew each other from the very beginning.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. But you know, see, that's where we part ways, Mike, because I can't wait to forget about all of you.
Right.
I'm so kidding.
Not the first time I heard that.
From me? Probably. I think I said that before as a joke.
Just in general.
No, how horrible would that actually be, right? To actually say, you know, all I want to do is get so big I don't have to talk to little people. Wouldn't that be awful?
Yeah. But it's right now I'm really enjoying it because of the one-on-one kind of interaction, and you get to, you know, the time we do get to spend with people as it goes on. Like with my hydroponics channel, sometimes when I had it going on Facebook and YouTube, and during the Facebook program I was in, I gained like 100,000 followers like in a couple of months, and all the comments of me just trying to keep up with everyone. And then it was kind of like, it was just generic answers and that, and I was losing that one-on-one, and it's so that kind of scares me, you know, to get to that point. So right now I'm really enjoying this, where I can really talk with people and like I said, inform connections and really help them a little more. Than I can see why the big YouTubers, you know, they can't in-depth help people. It's just like general answers.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
So I'm really enjoying it right now.
Yeah, and that you know, I get that, because you can't get so big and have so many being pulled in so many different directions. It would be hard to stay up on all that. And I'm actually working on a plan to avoid that, honestly, because I see it coming. And well, that's awfully pretentious. I don't literally see it coming, but I know that it is a possibility. So what I'm trying to do is kind of plan for it and see how I can avoid doing just that. That is forgetting the people that I started out with, you know, all these
Right.
wonderful folks that keep showing up and watching the show, and even watching it after it's processed. But I never want to lose touch with individuals. I go to live streams all the time, and I don't know if you do, Mike. And there's like 1,500 or more people in the chat, and the folks who are actually putting on the show pay zero attention to it, and I mean zero attention to it. And that's one of the things that I so not want to do. So I think planning is key at this point, at this level, actually.
Yeah.
Have you ever put any thought into that, now that you're kind of on the people side and not just the put out hydroponics video sort of thing?
Yeah. Well, I think about it a little bit. You're probably better at planning and looking ahead. I'm more of a fly by the seat of your pants kind of guy.
Well, maybe not so much anymore. I might have just planted a seed.
Yeah.
I don't know if it needs hydroponics or just soil, but that's for you to decide, Mike.
Anyway, yeah. Cool.
Oh, we had Billy's iPhone drop off. I wanted to see who that was.
Billy's iPhone.
Yeah, they were in the waiting room, and I thought for sure that I'd seen that before, but I can't remember who to attach it to. Oh well.
Yeah, I don't. Great. Well, cool. But you got somebody else to jump on here?
Well, I guess Studio Geek 32. But if you got more questions for me, Mike, by all means, man, and ask them. I see a whole lot of questions in the chat, and you guys got to jump on the show to ask.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's the one thing, Jim. I don't know if you have. I thought that, you know, you do a live show, like you hear people calling. They don't even have to be creators. It's just people calling in.
Anyone.
You know, and they get to be on YouTube, and you know, you think it's like a no-brainer. You know, and like me, you know, I'm giving creators a chance to talk about their channel, where everybody's always saying, "I need help. I need traction. I'm not getting anywhere." You like give them a free place to talk to some people. You know, it might be 10 or 20 people, but you know, each person, you never know what that pans out to. So, you know, like Gary Vee says, you know, one's greater than zero. It's got to be like a no-brainer, but sometimes like pulling teeth trying to get people to, you know, talk about what they're doing. You know, explain. You know, so. Oh,
for sure. For sure. And I get that. I mean, because I'm as much a fan as I am a host, right? As I listen to radio talk shows all the time, and call-in shows. And I understand that, here I am, a total listener, never call in. So I totally get that. And that has changed almost directly proportional to my subscriber count or my viewer count, because the more people that come in and see the show, the more of those people will actually have the chutzpah to call in. So and again, I only look for that to get much harder for me to manage, not so much the fans themselves. So yeah, it's like when I had no one as followers, man, I had 0 people calling in. That was brutal, by the way. And I don't know if I've said that. If I said that it was brutal, okay. Imagine talking just for an hour. I'm not a talker either. I know people don't believe that after watching some of my shows. But honestly, oh look, in Studio 32 just dropped off. So Mike, it's you and me for a while, bud. Yeah, people wouldn't believe that I'm not much of a talker after listening to my shows, I'm sure. But I'm not. I hate to be on the phone. I'd much rather communicate via text or email. And but something about being on camera and being behind the mic, it just pulls it out of me, I guess. Yep. Is that weird?
No, I'm not. Truth be known, I wasn't even supposed to be the host of our show.
Oh, that's right. You told me that. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's not my forte or whatever. And one big thing with me is self-awareness and knowing, what your strengths are, what other people's strengths are. And, and I had someone who was going to do that. Like you said, you saw, the first videos, but, things didn't pan out and it went on for months. And finally I just said, well, hell, we'll just do it. So this isn't what I was meaning to do either. So I'm just finding my way. But there's some nights that things just start flowing and you just start talking. I try not to script things, because then you edit yourself and you try to think what the people want to hear. And I just want to speak my truth. So we just pick a topic. And if I stumble around a little, but the things that I say, the things that are coming out of my mouth are just that, that's what I believe.
Totally with you, man. Totally with you. None of my stuff is scripted either. In fact, the short open monologue that I do, which I don't even know if you can call it a monologue, but the quick intro before the intro video.
Right.
I literally come up with that 5 minutes before the show.
Cool.
and again, that's brutal enough for me, because I've got to make it interesting. And what I'm trying to do is, of course, help people know that what the show is about and want to come back after the open to watch the rest of it. Yeah. So I hear you, man. I totally hear you.
Awesome. Hey, Ganna's here. Tell Ganna to come up.
How you doing? Do you want to test your connection again? You can ask me questions while we test. I also saw Joseph Grohl. How you doing, bud? Placer Chaser, welcome. Did I miss anybody else? Already keeping up on chat is a weak point of mine, Mike. As you know, I've said it several times on the show. But it's to be expected, because I'm supposed to be giving you most of my attention, and it's tough enough to even say you multitask. Well, no, it's easy to say you multitask, but there was a study once out that I read that said you're not multitasking at all. You may have several things going on at once, but you can only concentrate on one of them at any given time. So,
yeah.
So I struggle with that. Art Tis Fun, how you doing? Squirrel.
Yeah, I do. I do too. One fantastic thing that happened to me was that Sharning, agreed to be like the co-host, and I never even thought of having like 2 people hosting a show. And my first couple of shows, I was struggling with that because I was trying to answer every question that came up in the chat or say hello to everyone. And so I was going by one comment at a time, and sooner or later I was like 20 minutes behind in the chat. And people are like, they're gone already. What are you answering?
Oh, I know.
But yeah, so I got and Shawnee was on the show, was on a panel one night, my wife watched it too, and she's like, who is that? She goes, I like that, she knew who was supposed to be working with me before, and she goes, you need her. And the same, like, within the same hour, Sharni was also DMing me saying she had fun and she'd like to come back on.
That's awesome.
It was like serendipity, and after that made things 100 times easier because she can talk a little, I can look at the chat, and work back and forth. So that helped tremendously.
Oh, I can imagine so. And I've thought about it. In fact, I wanted my wife to be my co-host, right here in the beautiful video call-in show studio. Mm-hmm. But she's a bit camera shy, and although I'm gonna put
it takes 3.
Yeah, I'm gonna put that to the test here very soon.
Yeah, I heard that.
Yeah. I've got plans, and and the nice thing is it's a niche. It's not like this where this is its own niche, of course, but I can't narrow down to a subject that's search engine friendly, which makes it really tough. And I've going to optimize the crap out of it around call-in sort of things, but that's a tough nut to crack because not a lot of people are looking for them. Most people just fall into them.
Right.
But this other channel that I'm thinking of starting is definitely niche, and I'll be able to really exploit that. And not the best part about that, Mike, is it's going to be part of my everyday life. And all I have to do is add camera and some cheese, and I'm good to go. Add camera and cheese.
That's awesome. That's what people don't realize, that if that's something you're already doing, and like I said, and you just go, instead of people think, oh, I'm going to start a channel, and then they go, well, I don't know what my niche should be or what I should do. If you started with a purpose, 100 times easier.
Oh yeah, it goes back to that old adage. Find something that you love to do and can make money at it, and you'll never work another day in your life.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
So is it going to be like top secret?
It is top secret for now. Yeah. Because I don't want to announce it and then not do it. Let's say that something happens and I decide not to actually do it. And what could very well happen is something like this channel would just kaboom and I wouldn't have time for it, or something like that. Or my workload gets, to a point where I don't have time for it. I wouldn't want to tease anybody with that and then all of a sudden watch it drop off.
Yeah.
So I'm building to it. I'm actually building some things behind the scenes. Don't have any problem, obviously, going in front of the camera and actually filming the content that I want to film. But I want to have all my ducks in a row with branding and whatnot. And it's finding the time to do it. You know how that is.
Oh yeah, that's I don't know what you think about this too, because I know you were in like IT and you worked with SEO and that for years.
Yep, digital marketing.
But yeah, if you do, like, you start your other channel and it's niche down, like this one's kind of you've got a niche, but it's kind of random too.
Yeah.
But if you have something that's really niche, and like I said, if you came on here, you just announce it like every night, like, hey, go check out this channel. If you have like random people going over there, to me, I hate when random people show up, like my hydroponics channel. I never even tell people about it. Oh, okay.
Hello.
Yeah, because it's just my wife. Yeah, art is fun. She's telling me my volume was low.
Oh, she's watching the show?
Yeah.
Hi.
She's art is fun. That's my wife.
Oh, that's right. Hi, art is fun. This is VanDuzee.
Yeah, but like on the hydroponics channel, like I said, if there's people who come in, YouTube will take like your interest. Like if you watch something, they'll look at your interest, what you watch, what you spend time watching, and what people that are like you or people that you follow, what they watch and stuff like that, and it builds an audience. Yeah. And what it does is it tries to build a lookalike audience, because it says if these people like your content, maybe these people will. So that to put it in front of, but then when you have a bunch of random people with all kinds of, looking at different things, you're kind of confused. They can't really build that, or that's why it takes so long. And some people are like, the videos aren't getting any traction on their channel, and they're going around everywhere just asking anybody to go to the channel, instead of like people who are niche down, and that, whether people know it or not, YouTube keeps track, Google and everybody, and this keeps track of like where you've been, what you watch.
Oh yeah.
And this is all data, and basically they're running YouTube. It might run at a loss too, but the data that they get from that is like worth, freaking, you can't even imagine the amount of money that it's worth. It's just the data that they get off of it.
No kidding. Yeah. Because it's demographic and usage data that you can use in so many ways. In fact, there is actually quite a reason to be concerned about that. All that data in one location, Yeah. Because that is life happening real time. That is literally being able to track all of your online usage and know exactly more about you than most of your friends, family, and neighbors. It's that could be used for nefarious purposes, honestly.
Yep. I'm gonna get too deep with people in the chat get bored with that kind of talk.
Well, they've all got questions in the chat, and not one of them are coming up to ask them.
No one's in the chat. No one's in the waiting room yet.
Nobody's in the waiting room now. I bet Studio Geek has school tomorrow and can only hang out for the first portion. But they dropped off.
Well, what do we got? Gamer, Wendell, get up
there. Wendell, yep, Wendell. Ghana can come back up if she wants to test her connection. I mean, this is an open forum right here.
Yeah, if your connection's not working out right or whatever, it's not. This isn't. It's like my show. It's not perfect, but you can get on up here and have fun.
I know what you guys are doing. You're not coming up, so I am forced to answer the questions in the chat.
Yeah.
Easton, I'll answer your question. Yeah, if you have time, you can rejoin for sure.
Yeah.
There are some more people in here I should be saying hello to, I bet. Did I say hello to Ben on Adventures? How you doing, Ben? It looks like Not a Great Gamer is going to pop in as well. So
cool. Yeah, Ben's got questions, so Ben may ask something.
Yeah.
Ben and I'm enjoying what we're doing. So
Ben and I had a great offline Zoom conference. Talked about audio and video equipment. It was very productive. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I've known Ben about 3 years.
Have you?
Mm-hmm.
I wonder what his total is now and his quest to Australia.
I don't know. He just started his first day, was like over halfway there. So
yeah. I wonder how much he needed. Stacy Morgan, how you doing, bud? I wonder how much he needed. Because I have to imagine that. Well, is it one way or two ways? Is he going to live over there? You know anything more than I do?
Yeah, we're trying to get rid of him, so I'm shooting him a couple bucks if he leaves the country.
Somebody offered 20, man. You got to up it.
But like you said, he doesn't know. But I wonder if you're thinking about, just a plane trip out there, where you're going to stay, but how long you stay, and all your meals. I don't know what prices are like out there in Australia, but all that stuff can add up really fast.
Oh yeah, for sure. I just wonder what a plane ticket is out there nowadays.
Yeah, what is that going to be, like 18-hour flight or something? Or
oh geez, longer? I don't know, but I bet it's over 14 hours. I think it was 12 to Amsterdam for us from Chicago, and it'd have to be close to 18 hours. I bet you're right. Come on, Ben. Wow. I know you've done the research. Oh, and we do have Studio Geek back and Wendell as well. Cool.
Right, cool. Or you can do like Gamer, just shove your backpack full of sausage and be set for the next couple of weeks.
I hear if you fill enough balloons with helium, you can actually get off the ground. But you better find the trade winds. Well, thanks for coming on, Mike. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. Appreciate it. Always a pleasure.
Thanks for the question too, buddy.
Yep. All right. We'll catch you later.
All right. Sounds good. You know, you too could be a guest on this show at any time. We're live every weeknight, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. All you've got to do is hit that subscription button and ring that bell right now. Oh, and while you're at it, why not share this video? I'm sure my guests would appreciate it. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you live.